Okay, so the much awaited King date announcement video has dropped on YouTube after all those gimmicks by Siddharth Anand on X. So let's talk about it. Now, let me start with the one thing that I genuinely liked in this announcement, and that is Shah Rukh Khan. Undoubtedly, the look works, the age works, the wear and tear on his face works, the grey hair, the tired eyes, and that controlled stillness all feel right. More than the visuals, though, it is his voice that stands out. That sonorous voiceover immediately reminds you why Shah Rukh Khan still has an unmatched screen presence. He does not need to shout, he does not need exaggerated expressions, though he does sometimes. But even when he speaks softly, there is authority, and this is exactly why I feel conflicted. Shah Rukh Khan is at a phase in his career where restraint suits him more than excess, according to me at least. He does not need to prove his stardom anymore. He does not need box office validation. When he leans into age, silence, and internal conflict, like he did in Swades, Chak De India, or even My Name is Khan, he becomes far more compelling than when he's packaged as just another action hero walking in slow motion. Which brings me to my biggest concern, because the person shaping this film is Siddharth Anand. Now, I'm not saying this emotionally or with any bias. I'm saying this based on his body of work. Siddharth Anand, of course, understands scale, he understands glamour, he knows how to mount big productions and sell spectacle. But strong writing and emotional depth have never been his strongest suits. People often bring up Pathaan as proof of his credibility. Yes, it made massive money. Yes, it brought audiences back to theaters after COVID. Yes, Shah Rukh Khan's comeback played a huge role, but commercial success does not automatically mean cinematic quality. Now, if you look at Pathaan honestly, it was a very average, mediocre film. Loud, convenient, emotionally hollow, and heavily dependent on spectacle. And even the spectacle did not land properly. The writing was weak, the action felt cartoonish. Characters existed to serve moments, not emotional arcs. It worked largely because of timing, SRK, nostalgia, and the hunger to experience a theatrical event again by the audiences. Now, that is why I do not automatically trust Siddharth Anand with a darker, more layered Shah Rukh Khan film. His filmmaking often prioritizes gloss over substance, loudness over emotion, and scale over storytelling. Now, coming to the announcement and the film King. Before going any further, let me be very clear. This was only a release date announcement. It was never meant to reveal the story, the characters, or the emotional arc. That absence is deliberate, and I'm not criticizing the film for not telling me more at this stage at least. My reaction is purely about how this announcement chose to present itself. Visually, this announcement really disappointed me. It once again looks extremely CGI heavy. Everything feels overly saturated and artificial. The lighting does not feel natural. The textures do not feel real. The environments feel digitally constructed rather than lived in. Instead of pulling me into the world, the visuals constantly reminded me that I'm watching something processed on a computer, like we saw in Fighter, Jewel Thief, and even War 2. We know what happened to those films. And while watching those icy mountain visuals, this is where I would really like to actually pause myself and show you a clip of how something natural looks like. Just take a look at this. Now, did you look at that? That is how natural landscapes look. That is how snow looks when it is shot honestly. Notice the light, notice the texture, notice how the nature is felt, not forced. Now come back to King's announcement. Everything here feels pushed. The whites are too white, if we can call it that. The blues of the sky are too blue. The contrast is dialed up so high that the image starts feeling fake instead of cinematic. It does not feel like a real place where a character exists. It feels like a digitally enhanced backdrop designed only to impress, which it doesn't, at least to me. This is such an old formula now. Oversaturated colors, over contrasty visuals, loud imagery mistaken for scale. Big Hindi action films keep repeating this approach, and it rarely adds authenticity. When landscapes look natural, the characters feel grounded. When visuals look artificial, even strong screen presence of like Hrithik Roshan in War 2 struggles to breathe. Even Shah Rukh Khan's entry, which should have been the defining moment of the announcement, did not land for me. It is staged to look powerful, dropping from a high to shattered glasses, but it again lacks impact. There is no pause, no tension, no moment where he looks authentic or his presence truly settles in. It feels designed rather than earned. Now, as a release date announcement, this should have left me excited. Instead, it left me neutral, maybe even skeptical. The background score is the only partial saving grace. Anirudh Ravichandran delivers a solid, energetic theme, and on its own, it works. But mind you, even here, I have a reservation. This kind of loud, aggressive BGM feels far more suited to Tamil or Telugu mass films, especially someone like Vijay or Rajinikanth or NTR Jr. than to Shah Rukh Khan. For SRK, especially at this stage of his career, a more restrained, menacing, and internal soundscape would have felt far more fitting. Good music can elevate a moment, but it cannot compensate for visual choices that feel generic. So to be clear, I'm not judging the film yet. I'm not judging the story, the characters, or the intent behind King. I'm only reacting to what was shown, and what was shown felt safe, familiar, and over-stylized. Shah Rukh Khan deserves more than just spectacle. He deserves filmmakers who challenge him, not just package him. Right now, King looks impressive on the surface only if you see SRK individually, but cinema is not built on announcements and star faces anymore. It is built on overall execution. The look excites me, the voice intrigues me, but I'm waiting for the film to actually earn my trust. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video and our videos of reviews and honest opinions like this, do like, share, and comment. Also, if you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing to the channel for more such regular content. Until next time, take care, stay awesome, and bye-bye.